morning, grade 9. So today we're doing lesson 8.3, the Pythagorean Theorem. There's a handout on Teams that you should print off and fill in as you watch this video. So we're going to start with this little diagram here. So in the middle, I have a triangle, and it's labeled A, B, and C. Side A is 3 blocks long. Side B is 4, and side C is 5. Now, I've created a square by going the same length as the width. So the width is 3, the length is 3. So this square is 3 by 3, so it's 3 squared. This one is 4 by 4, and this one is 5 by 5. So this is how the Pythagorean theorem works because of these 3 squares. So let's fill in some of the blanks here. So beside this diagram here, it says the blank. So that's the hypotenuse square. That's what this is called. So that would be this one here. C is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse square has the same area as the sum of the other 2 squares. So we add the area of square A and the area of square B, and that equals the area of square C. For example, 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. Let's just check. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25, and yes, 25 is 5 squared. So, the Pythagorean theorem in general is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Below the diagram there, it says the Pythagorean theorem is used for blank, and that is 90-degree triangles. So it's only for triangles with a 90-degree angle. And it's when you have 2 side lengths and you need to find a missing side. So as long as they've given you 2 of the side lengths, you'll be able to find the third one. So if I have this triangle here, I'm going to label the sides A, B, and C. C is the hypotenuse. The 2 sides adjacent to the 90-degree angle. So those are the 2 sides that are touching the 90 degree. So this one and this one. Those are always A or B. It doesn't matter which is which. This one could be A and this one could be B. It doesn't matter. What only matters is that this one is C. So C is always the hypotenuse. It is opposite the 90-degree angle, and it's the longest side. Right, so that's important. The triangle could be drawn upside down. This would be the hypotenuse. It's the one opposite the 90-degree angle, the side length that is not touching the 90-degree angle. So how do you use the Pythagorean theorem? So if I have a triangle, this side length is 4, and this one is 6, and it says find the missing length. All right, so I'm going to start by labeling the side lengths A, B, and C. So 4 and 6 are A and B, and then the missing length is C. So my Pythagorean theorem was A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So A is 4, so 4 squared plus B squared is 6. 6 squared equals C squared. 4 squared is 16. 6 squared is 36 equals C squared. 16 plus 36 is 52 equals C squared, but I need to find C, so I'll take the square root of both sides. The square root of 52 equals C, and that is approximately 7.21. So the side length C is 7.21. B says find the missing length again. Now I have 10 and 13. So again, start by labeling them A, B, and C. The 90-degree angle is here. So 10 is A or B. The missing length is B. And 13 is C because it's the longest and it's opposite the 90-degree angle. So A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A is 10. So 10 squared plus B squared. We don't know B, so we're going to leave that as B squared. Equals C squared, which is 13 squared. 10 squared is 100. Plus B squared equals 13 squared is 169. B squared equals, so I need to get rid of this 100, so I'm going to subtract 100 from both sides. 169 minus 100. B squared equals 69. B, take the square root of both sides, and B equals approximately 8.31. So this side length is 8.31. C. 24 squared plus B squared equals 26 squared. So now I don't have a diagram, but I'm just given the Pythagorean theorem with a missing B, and I need to find B. So 24 squared is 576. I don't know B yet. 26 squared is 676. So in order to get B squared by itself, I will take away 576 from both sides. B squared equals 676 minus 576. B squared equals 100. Take the square root of both sides. B equals 10. D. A squared plus 5 squared equals 15 squared. A squared plus 5 squared is 25. 15 squared is 225. I need to get A squared by itself. So I'm going to subtract 25 from both sides. 225 minus 25. A squared equals 200. Take the square root of both sides. The square root of 200 is approximately 14.14. All right, and E is a word problem. Erwin is constructing a 7-meter tall windmill supported by wires. One wire must be 11 meters long, and the distance between the wires must be 18.25 meters. Erwin wants to know what length to cut for the other wire. So this has created two triangles. 7 meters tall. One wire needs to be 11. This total length, we know, is 18.25. And we want to know how long is that other wire going to be. So this is a multi-step problem. I'm first going to start with this triangle here because I know 2 of the side lengths, so that means I can find the third one. So I'm going to label this length X, Y, and Z. All right, so I'm going to start first by finding X. So in this little triangle here, this length was 7, 11, and X. So 11 is the hypotenuse, so that would be C. 7 is A, and X is B. So I'll have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A squared is 7 squared plus, I don't know B squared, and C is 11 squared. 7 squared is 49 plus B squared equals 11 squared is 121. Take away 49 from both sides. So that is 72. Now I need to take the square root of both sides. And the square root of 72 is about 8.49. So I found this one is 8.49. Now, I know this entire length is 18.25. So I can find y by subtracting 8.49 from 18.25. So y equals 18.25 minus 8.49. So y is 9.76. Okay, so now in this triangle here, I know 7 and I know 9.76. So now I can find z. So I'm going to label them A, B, and C again. A, B, C. That's C because it's opposite the 90 degree. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. A is 7 squared. B is 9.76 squared. And I don't know C. So 7 squared is 49. 9.76 squared is 95.26. 49 plus 95.26 is 144.26. And then I need to take the square root of both sides to get C. The square root of 144.26 is 12.01. So this length Z is 12.01. Now to answer the question, therefore, he should cut the other wire 12.01 meters. All right, and that's the lesson for today. So let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a good day.